Hi, Mr. Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. So, guys, let's talk about the Democratic Party for the moment. So, this came out maybe a few weeks ago, but I just came across it today and I want to discuss it. Democratic leader in Congress introduces bill to help Trump wage war on Iran. And again, Democratic senator in Congress proposes bill to allow Trump to wage war in Iran. Authorization of use of force Iran resolution HJ Res 10 was introduced by Representative Alcee Hastings on January 3rd, just over 2 weeks before Trump's inauguration. The open-ended bill will permit Trump to use the armed forces of the United States as President determines necessary and appropriate in order to achieve the goals of preventing Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons. The United States must do all that is necessary to ensure that all of the pathways to obtaining a nuclear weapon are blocked, the legislation stresses. It will provide only a minor restriction to Trump's authority. Every 60 days after waging war, the president will be required to submit a report to Congress. This provision is redundant, however, as simply reflects what's already required under the 1973 War Powers Resolution. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. A Democratic senator is essentially created a resolution that would allow Donald Trump to start a war with Iran. Donald Trump is not even within his own party, and the Democratic senators are allowing it. Democratic lawmakers join Republicans in praising Trump administration's bellicose measures. The announcement of new sanctions made it clear that it is a new day in Israel and U.S.-Iran relations, and that we are no longer going to tolerate Iran's destabilizing behavior, declared Republican Senator Bob Corker, chairman of the U.S. Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He added that a coordinated, multifaceted effort to push back against the illicit Iranian behavior is long overdue. This is ridiculous. Likewise, Democrat Eliot Engel announced support for the sanctions. Engel, a lawmaker representing New York and ranking member of the House Foreign Relations Committee, said Iran's ballistic missile test certainly deserves today's response. He added that the United States and its allies need to push back against Iran's destabilizing behavior around the world. That's amazing. That's amazing. The missile test they're talking about wasn't a missile test, and it wasn't aimed at the United States. And this is an amazing thing. They're trying to go with this idea that a proxy war between Iran and Saudi Arabia somehow includes the United States and somehow allows the Trump administration to essentially attack Iran. The people he's been putting in his organization, regardless of what he's been saying on the campaign trail, people of policy. People of policy. What that means is, and even if you don't necessarily know what the person is going to espouse as a policy, the views and the activities of the people you're putting in those positions give you context to what those people are going to do or what the administration is going to be about. He has neocons all throughout his administration, and him creating this, fervor over Iran is just further indication. I did a report maybe like a month ago making this point that Trump was ratcheting it up conversation and attacks on Iran. He's trying to start a war. What is wrong with your party? And I'm talking about Democrats. What is wrong with your party? I asked this question before, and the question is not rhetorical. I am being absolutely serious. It is amazing to me. A few weeks ago, you had one misanthropic misfit turn around questioning whether or not a cyber attack warranted an act of war. That in and of itself is amazing. The former Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, came out like she was running from a mob in the 60s, kind of whipping up this fear fervor all throughout the country. This is amazing to me. Even if you're going to go with last night, where you're making this case where you're going to shut down the government, at the exact same time, you were still confirming some of the people that he had in his cabinet, some of the most disgusting people that's ever taken that cabinet. You approve them, but you also kind of want to shut down the government in response. Where's your consistency? Where's your consistency? You've essentially said Donald Trump was the goddamn apocalypse. You said he was racist, he was bigoted, he was immoral, he was anti-Islamic, he was anti-Islamic, xenophobic. You guys have used all these labels to hit Donald Trump with. But then you're going to turn around and say, okay, but we're also going to give him authorization to essentially declare war to whatever degree he wants to wage war. This is the same guy that got a hard on talking about he wanted to torture people's families. This is the exact same guy who made no distinction about murdering civilians, murdering the families of people who are in those countries. This is the exact same guy that thought it was okay to compound what Bush did in Iraq with stealing the oil on top of murdering the million people. This is fascinating to me, and not in a good way. This is not fascinating in a good way at all. You know, Justice Democrats, brand new Congress, Sanders, Warren, Tulsi Gabbard. This is your party. And I understand that Bernie Sanders is an independent, but he interacts with that party as if it's his party. This is your party. You guys are absolutely culpable for the things this party does. They're giving Trump absolute power, or at the very least they're putting out a bill. One of the members of your party thought it was perfectly okay to create a bill that would allow Trump to declare war, essentially rip the chains off. War completely with Congress abdicating its responsibility of oversight. Completely. To somebody that you guys have called a maniac. This is amazing to me. This is absolutely amazing to me. Certainly you guys share responsibility. Certainly. Look, if you're going to say, I'm not going to take campaign money, that's great. But the machine that you're working with is taking campaign money. The machine that you're working with is as obsequious to Wall Street and the military as any other party in this country, including the neocons, the conservatives. You have a Democrat literally coming out saying, yeah, we need to have another war. Because the other 8 Muslim countries that we're bombing isn't enough. We need to add one more to that particular mix. This is absolutely amazing to me. This is absolutely amazing to me. What do you think you're going to get accomplished in the Democratic Party? What do you think you're going to get accomplished in that party? That's a fair question. I get Tulsi Gabbard is working to try to pass some bill to essentially gut what Obama was doing in regards to paying terrorists to destabilize that country. You are still working in that party that's doing that, though. Let's be very clear. If you're doing things to assist the party that's behaving in that way, you're just as culpable as everybody else in that party. You're just as culpable as the person who's putting out this resolution talking about they want to give that maniac unrestrained powers, essentially turning Trump into a king. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. I don't understand the issues with your party. And beyond that, where is your integrity for all this? Over and over again, you guys have made these complaints about Donald Trump. What was the complaint? Oh, he's doing a Muslim ban and he's preventing Muslims from coming to the country. You said nothing when Obama was out there murdering those exact same Muslims from those exact same countries. Now that somebody wants to keep them out of the country, now you're in an uproar and you're protesting. What about the raids? Now everybody wants to talk about the raids. Nobody said anything when Obama was deporting all those people breaking records before Trump got into office. Everybody wants to talk about the Yemeni thing. Oh, Trump wasn't paying attention when he attacked Yemen and all those people died. Obama murdered thousands of people in those countries. Where's your integrity? Where's your integrity? How does this pass? How do you just look at that? Give Obama a blank pass on that. Trump comes up and all of a sudden you act like all of this stuff is new. All of this stuff just happened. This stuff didn't just happen. This is your party. The guy who's putting the resolution out saying that it is perfectly okay for the president to have unrestrained powers in attacking a country that did nothing to us. Between these two countries, Iran and the United States, we deposed their guy. We toppled their government, whether you realize it or not. The CIA attacked and toppled the government of Iran. Iran had a secular government. The United States likes to pretend as if the governments that are over there now were somehow, they were always that way. They were always some kind of religious extremist country. They weren't a religious extremist country. They were a secular government that we toppled because we did not want to give them any of the share of the BP oil. We toppled that government, put in a strongman. That strongman was brutal. And even Jimmy Carter was backing up that strong man, saying stuff like, this is a good guy, all the while he's abusing and hurting people in that particular country. When they finally got rid of him, the Ayatollah came in. They had a religious rule. Up from that point on, these guys have had a hard-on for attacking Iran, as if Iran was somehow the start of all of this taking place. The myopathy is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. These guys are trying to make this argument that Iran is the problem. We have forces in like 70% of the world. Literally, special forces around 70% of the world. Donald Trump has ramped up those terror bombings by like 400%. How are they the problem? How are they the problem? We're the ones who've asserted the right to murder civilians abroad. That was us. That was our president saying he has the right to murder any particular civilian abroad. He can go into any particular country, and if those people have anything to say about it, what are they going to do about it? What are they going to do about it? That's the stance that these guys have taken. But if you're going to be honest and consistent, you have to at least accept that the previous two administrations were the exact same way. They were the exact same way. They're trying to give Trump this ability for preemptive war. What do you think those drone wars were? What do you think those drone wars were? We're in other people's countries using flying killer robots to murder civilians, 90% of which the people we hit are absolutely innocent. 90%. How are they the problem? How are they the problem? I'm looking for consistency. How are they going to make this case that they need to pass some resolution to attack a country that does not have nuclear weapons, that is not a threat to us at all, but somehow we're supposed to focus on them as they're the problem? It's either Russia, it's either Iran, it's even China, it's everybody else except dealing with the problems in this goddamn country. You guys are looking outside of yourself because you don't want to have the conversation about the problems that are in this country. Why is this country failing to the degree that it's failing? Why do you have a reality show host as president of the country? Why do you have these parties to be completely defunct? Why do you have these people, more people outside of the parties than you have inside of the parties? Why is income inequality at the degree that it is? These aren't questions you want to have these conversations about. You want to point the finger to everybody else. Oh, it's China's fault. It's Russia's fault. It's Mexicans' fault. It's some other person's fault that has nothing to do with us, because if we have to say that it has to do with us, that's a conversation we don't want to have. And we need to be American exceptional and all this other garbage. This is absurd. This is absurd. Democratic Party is busted. Just as Democrats, brand new Congress, you are going to get nothing accomplished going through that party. Nothing. I have no idea what you think you're going to get. And Sanders, where is your integrity? You're just as susceptible to being hit with that. You're part of that party. You're functioning as part of this party, even to the degree of doing this red baiting with Russia. I watched that interview. There's no way you believe that. There's no way you believe that. And so yeah, I'm saying you're being craven and you're being political and you're taking positions that have no basis in reality. None whatsoever. None of those shills came out and made the point that, hey, German intelligence cleared Russia of those claims in Germany. You think those shills on MSNBC are going to say that? No, they're not going to say that. Are they going to have the conversation about how those WikiLeaks kind of reveal that in the same way that the CIA can mimic attacks from other countries have that capacity because the CIA lost their hacking tools? This is fucking aggravating to me. They act like war is a video game. It's not a video game. You're talking about murdering people. It's a big fucking deal. How are you going to give this maniac? You call this guy everything but a child of God, but you think it's perfectly okay for that maniac, the guy who you're calling a racist and a xenophobe, you want to give him unlimited ability to murder people in a completely different country. And just because you, yourself as Congress, said it was okay, that it somehow justifies that action. It does not justify that action at all. No more than Trump is justified in being in Yemen right now. He has no authorization for any of this stuff. Let's stop pretending that this stuff is constitutional. At the very least, they put it in a bill, which is more than what they have right now for the murders that Obama and Bush and Trump have been committing all across the world. Let's be aware. Let's be honest. If we're going to deal with this particular situation, this is gross. The Democratic Party is busted. Nothing is going to prosper going through that party. And I'm sorry, as much as I like Sanders, he is absolutely in the dark on this. He is absolutely in the dark. And he is absolutely culpable for everybody who goes back into that party. Anything that strengthens that party those people are responsible for it, because those people are the face of that party, and those people are just sheep herding them on in, not getting anything for sheep herding those people back into the party, literally defrauding those people as if the Democrats is going to be something different, as if just because they have a facelift, just because Sanders or the other progressives are somehow laundering their image, that the party has substantively changed. That party is not changed. That party is not changing. And I know Cenk thinks the Justice Democrat is going to do all this. I know brand new Congress thinks they're going to do it. You're not. You're not. You're not going to get any progress in that thing. Your best bet is to start a new party and start from scratch. You're making no progress in it. The party that you guys are trying to affiliate with is literally trying to start a war. That's the reality of the situation. So I don't know what progressives you're going to add into the party that's going to stop these guys from doing that. I make the case, you're not going to put anybody in there that's going to stop them from doing that, because you got to get past a lot of stuff to take that party over. I don't think you got it. I don't think you got the stuff. I don't think the party is going to be taken over, nor do I think the party wants to be taken over. Your best bet is something new. This is gross. This is absolutely gross. Alright, guys.